Intel Arrow Lake S-Core Ultra 9285K desktop CPU benchmarks leak, up to 18% faster than 14900K, scores over 43K in Cinebench at 250 watts. The first benchmarks of Intel's Core Ultra 9285K Arrow Lake S desktop CPU flagship have been leaked by JK. Intel Arrow Lake S desktop CPUs to bring big multi-thread performance uplifts. Leak shows up to 18% gain over 14900K at 250 watts. The numbers leaked by JK are allegedly for the flagship Intel Core Ultra 9285K CPU, which is the top chip in the Arrow Lake S desktop CPU family. Two variants of the chip are tested, one in the ES2 state and one in the QS state, against the Core i9-14900K. The QS chip should be closer to the final retail CPUs. Intel Core Ultra 9285K Arrow Lake flagship desktop CPU spotted, S chip with 24 cores, 24 threads, 76 MB cache and 5 GHz clocks. It is stated that the Arrow Lake SQS was running at a 250 watts TDP for the workloads, which include Cinebench R23, Geekbench 5, Speedometer, WebExpert 4, and Crossmark. For comparison, the i9-14900K has a peak PL2 rating of 253 watts. But before we get into the tests, let's take a quick look at the specifications of the flagship. Starting with the details, the Intel Core Ultra 9285K is listed as an Arrow Lake CPU with a 125 watts TDP, which should be the PL1 target. The process node is mentioned as 7 nanometers, but that just shows that the version of CPU Z can't identify the technology yet. The CPU itself is supposed to be based on either TSMC's N3B process node or Intel's 20A, with the former being the more likely candidate based on reports. The CPU features 24 cores in an 8+16 configuration with 8 Lion Cove P cores and 16 SkyMon T cores. The cache pool includes 36 MB of L3, 40 MB of L2, and 2.4 MB of L1. That's a total of 76 MB smart cache. Earlier, we had reported a clock speed of up to 5.5 GHz in the S chips and followed up with the 5.7 GHz clocks reported for the QS chips. With a 5.7 GHz clock, the Intel Core Ultra 9285K should sit a tad bit behind the Core i9-14900K and Core i9-13900K, but considering that this is a brand new CPU architecture and a new node, N3B as rumored, it's a good start for Intel, and we can expect further clock speed bumps and refreshes which are already planned for the Arrow Lake lineup. In terms of performance, the Intel Arrow Lake Core Ultra 9285K desktop CPU scores up to an 18% uplift in the Cinebench R23 multi-threaded tests, which should be enough to outpace the AMD Ryzen 9 9950X Zen 5 inches flagship at its stock configuration, but the Zen 5 chip does run at around 170 watts by default, so it won't be wise comparing that to the 250 watts Arrow Lake S config. The single-core performance is about the same as the 14900K, which boosts up to 5.8 GHz, but this was conducted in Geekbench 5, so we can see variation of single-core performance based on the application and workloads. Furthermore, we can't say for sure if this particular sample was really boosting as intended or what DDR5 memory configuration was used, as those can affect the score quite a lot. The Intel Core Ultra 9285K Arrow Lake CPU should be among the launch lineup, which is expected in October 2024. These chips will include 3 unlocked SKUs, the Core Ultra 9285K, Core Ultra 7265K, and Core Ultra 5245K. All 3 chips will be compatible with the latest Z890 motherboards featuring the LGA1851 socket.